Call me old-fashioned. Didn't that used to come with some fucking weight?
Bit of pressure, maybe.
And now there's talk that actually they'd be better off not playing him. That Ekitike plays better when Isak's not in the team.
Could you even wrap your fucking mind around that at Old Trafford? That you spent a British record transfer 100 and fucking how much on him after all the shit he caused to get there, and then actually we're better off not playing him. They would be fucking wall coverage on Sky Sports. They did an hour the other week on Amorim. Where the this should be a week-long Alexander Isak special. Niche.
Hello and welcome to Stretford Paddock. This is Off the Bar. My name is Joe. That is Jay. That is Steve. And today we're talking Manchester United. There's a lot to talk about. We're going to be talking about the manager, as we often do. We're going to be talking about some transfers, Elliot Anderson in particular, getting some thoughts on United's midfield, where we can improve. And we're also going to be talking about Benjamin Cesco as well, who for some reason, in the absence of games, has slowly sort of being kind of picked out as some sort of flop or some sort of person to take the piss out of. So we'll be hopefully defending him in a bit.
Defend him, because that's doing my idea.
Let's start by talking about Amorim. So James Pearce, who works for The Athletic, has got a new book talking about sort of slots Liverpool. Obviously they've won a league. People want to talk about it. The thing that is interesting to us is some of the stuff about Ruben Amorim when Liverpool were looking at which managers to bring in. So there's a couple of excerpts that have kind of done the rounds a little bit. There's a few bits I want to get into and talk about Amorim and whether those things we think were considered at United and whether it gives us any cause for concern at Man United about some of the things that they thought about. So Alonso was one of the names that was mentioned. After he publicly ruled himself out of contention, the name most persistently linked with Liverpool in the media was Sporting Lisbon coach Amorim, who was about to clinch his second Premier League title with the Portuguese Giants. Amorim was a serious contender and had boasted the best record in terms of player availability, i.e. not getting injured. However, that was partly attributed to him working in a less intense league. There was plenty to admire, but Edwards and Hughes had doubts, and these are the things that, do we think United considered this? There was doubts that his preference for a three-man defence would suit the squad that he would be inheriting. There was also concerns that his slower, less dynamic style of play might fail to energise supporters. Now, obviously, the injury thing, so far it's been pretty good at United. I think we've got the least injuries of anyone this season. Does any of that other stuff sort of make you think either we're not run as well as them, or do you think that we've got a bit of a gem in Amorim and not worried about those things? Because there's definitely been teething issues in terms of how his system has suited the team that he's inheriting. Yeah,
I think as it stands right now, I know Slot's won a title there, but especially when you look at the recent run they've had, albeit this look like unfortunately they're coming out of it now, I think it's almost like maybe both sets of fans would be relatively happy. Okay, Amorim's got his doubters, and I'm not saying it's the jury's definitely out on Amorim. But even though Slot won a title there, I don't look at Arne Slot and go, oh, well, we should have come at United. So like, they're probably happy because they won a title, the second title in 30 years. I don't think any Liverpool
35.
fans... Sorry, 35, thank you, Stephen. I don't think any Liverpool fans going, we should have got the guy that just finished 15th. I was making this point in my news earlier today. Whereas, even if you're not that keen on Ruben Amorim, I don't think you're looking and going, oh, Arne Slot was the one for us. I think there's still the jury's out on Ruben Amorim. I just hope that the 10 points in the last 4 games, I hope this is the beginning of something now. This is what I'm hoping for. And we'll have to wait and see whether it is or not. But this is the first time we've had this kind of run under him. So hopefully now we've got better players in than we had last season. We've got the players out the door that he wanted rid of. We've got the personnel to play the system he wants to play, albeit we probably need a midfielder, which we'll get to in a minute.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I just think we need to give Ruben Amorim a chance. And it's almost a bit of nothingness, this. They looked at him, they didn't want him. I think the funny thing was for me, I read somewhere, I don't know if it's from this book, but one of the reasons they didn't want to go with Amorim is because they thought it'd cost about 500 million to bring in the players that he needs for his system. And they've just spent 450 million under Arne Slot to bring in the players that he wants. And they've not got any better. They've gotten worse. So I think the jury's out on whether it would have worked either way.
Do you think those concerns about revamping the team, the style of play and the speed of play and that sort of stuff, do you think those were concerns for United? Because obviously we're never going to know this until Amorim leaves potentially one day.
Well, it's a little bit contradictory, that, because Xabi Alonso plays with a back three. You might call it 4-2-3-1, but if you look at where Jeremy Frimpong occupied, it was not in the back four, was it?
No.
They basically played 3-2-2-3-ish, sort of 3-2, 4-1 sort of affair. Basically what we play with the ball. So it's only a designation of one of the players, you're a defender. Do you know what I mean? Like, so if Xabi Alonso was their first choice, and he literally plays the same thing that Ruben Amorim plays, basically, that feels contradictory to me that you went with somebody else instead. And like Jay just said, one of the main reasons to rule him out was because you think it would cost so much to retool the squad to do it, which you've already done. Well, is that a concern for United? Yes, but every manager requires an overhaul of some part and someone to come in and play their style.
We could argue that, at least for one season, Slot didn't require that because he came in, they barely bought anyone, and he won the league. So in that single metric, I guess they got what they wanted from that toss-up.
Yeah, but if you
but now obviously they have spent 450
even the
million,
average of his this season and last season, he spent fucking 250 million a season.
Yeah. And look, it's not easy winning a title as much as I criticise him, whatever. He deserves credit. He won the title.
Yeah.
Right? He won as many titles as Jurgen Klopp won. But no one could have predicted that City were going to be the worst they've been since 2008.
Yeah.
Like, that helped.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, so look, Slot did what he needed to do last season. This is the season where he's got a real test because Salah's dropped off a little bit, Virgil van Dijk's dropped off. They've brought in all these new players. Now there's talk that they might not even want to play Alexander Isak, who they've just spent 100 million on.
Yeah, 140.
Sorry, 140, thank you. So this is the real test for him. And it's so far, it's not going according to plan, is it?
It's a dynamic style of play that might fail to energise supporters. Did you not remember Brendan Rodgers? Did you not remember Rafa Benitez?
Yeah.
Pete,
and also, if there's one thing you get at Man United, it's
could be boring.
Excitement. It's often the opposite team being exciting. But we've got 0 goal difference for a reason. We know how to excite people.
I think we've been quite exciting, especially.
No, I completely agree. Yeah, so that game against Brighton was.
That
really
feels like
I'm trying to think of every single point
to the crowd. That sentence.
Yeah, so it was a serious contender, but we ruled him out because he played the exact same system as our first choice. Got you? We didn't want to spend loads of money, but we did that anyway this summer. Sweet. Less exciting football is nonsense and it's subjective. So yeah, I think that's a load of old fucking cake, to be honest with you.
I mean, again, according to them, Slot was always the preferred candidate. So maybe it's just a case.
You're always going to say that, aren't you?
Of course, yeah.
Meanwhile, if Kelly Brook turns up at my wedding, no love, it was always you.
Yeah, perfect.
I love how nice it is.
Yeah.
You don't know how happy it makes me. It is. I can sort of
exactly.
It's so good.
Late night, turn of the century stuff, isn't it?
That's what it's about.
Turn of the millennium.
Melanie Sykes as well. They all win.
That's the trifecta. The 90s trifecta. Melanie Sykes, Denise Van Owen, and Kelly Brook.
I'll take third pick.
If you want to go abroad, I'd go with Jennifer Love Hewitt. Well, that's a different story.
Yeah, very interesting. Just on obviously the way that translates to United.
What, Kelly Brook?
No. No, not that. The manager and that. We have had to spend money. Obviously, everyone spends money, but there was a noticeable, we've got a lot worse since this new guy came in effect with Amorim, undoubtedly. Do you think we were in a position maybe where, if you come in at Liverpool after Jurgen Klopp and you have a sort of Moyes-like season, you could get sacked within 5-6 months like Moyes did?
1,000,000%.
Whereas at Man United, we were more able to stomach the idea of, let's say, not improving. I don't think they thought we'd finish 15th, but another 8th to 10th place finish on the proviso that we're so far away from where we want to be anyway, retooling with the new manager is more palatable for us than it was for them. Do you think we consider that and just thought we're in a position to do this?
Yeah, it's you know what Arne Slot reminds me of a little bit with Liverpool, and I don't mean in terms of style, whatever, in tactics and that. There was a touch of the Ollies at United coming in, and it just felt like, I know Klopp had a lot of success, but that last season unravelled, didn't it? He fell out with Mo Salah. Do you remember that on the touchline where they literally had a Barney? His farewell tour was ruined by Ahmad. And in the end, I know they won the League Cup, but they were on for the quadruple.
They were talking about the quadruple, wasn't it? Trent with this sort of one down,
with about 6
to go.
weeks to go, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it unravelled.
4 months to go.
And
it was still on about 6 weeks.
And then they tried to sugarcoat him. Well, he won a trophy in his last season. Come on, it flattered to deceive. And it felt like Slot came in and he wasn't as emotional as Klopp. He wasn't as sort of, I don't know, performative. It was just, he calmed everything down. He was a little bit more boring, which they probably needed he had a good relationship with Mo Salah. He was able to get a tune out of some of the other players as well, and it just kind of works without him having to change anything.
Think about it. They was on for a quad, and they was on for a quad.
Yeah.
And then he won the league the year after. Like you said, City had fell off. Arsenal are Arsenal. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The worst you could have really come was third if you just didn't fuck it up.
Yeah. He just needed a bit of something to just go, right, okay. Do you remember when, like...
So he's largely a competent manager.
Yeah, it was just that...
But not world class, maybe.
I think that might... Because that can happen. You can win a title as well. I don't want to make this just about having a dig at Slot, because even though I don't really...
Fuck it. Send it.
All right, why not? He's lost loads of games. He's rubbish. But, like, Manuel Pellegrini isn't an amazing manager. Yet he won a title because he was able to just manage that team and manage those egos and get a tune out of players like Yaya Toure and like David Silva and like Sergio Aguero and just make it work so he got a title out of him.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Sometimes you just need a manager that can do that.
Didn't Julio win a league with Leon?
Probably, yeah. Like,
I don't
didn't
know.
Benitez won it? Was it Sevilla? No, Valencia.
Valencia.
Like, sometimes the prime example, even though I hate using it, so forgive me, I'm sort of contradicting myself.
Pellegrini is the prime example.
Ranieri at Leicester is just a team that works. Just fucking let it get on with
And that was like one of his first ever major trophies, wasn't it?
I think Ranieri's a slightly different angle with that there, because I think what he actually achieved there is massively overachieving, not just keeping things running.
No, but it was a point where that was your team and they got on with it.
Yeah, I think the art of a team is, or the art of a manager is, when it's time to put your stamp on it, can you?
Yeah.
And at the moment, it doesn't look like Arnold.
People
Old
forget
Arn is getting it done.
Even like someone like Wenger, right, who did really well at Arsenal, won a few titles and that. A big help for him was he inherited that defence, didn't he?
Yeah, that helps.
So he comes in, he inherits a defence, a back five that's sorted, brings in Vieira, brings in Anelka, brings in Emmanuel Petit.
And then tops it up with you on Rees.
Yeah, and then further down the line. That 98 team, I think you always say, is the best Arsenal team you've seen. And I agree with that.
Bergkamp, was he there?
Yeah.
Yep.
But he inherited that.
Did Wenger buy Bergkamp?
No, he inherited. Bergkamp came under Bruce Rioch. Yeah, so he inherited a back five. Dennis Bergkamp. Ian Wright still banging.
Where did he sign Vieira from?
AC Milan.
Correct.
Buys Vieira on a cheap. So he adds to it. I'm not saying don't deserve credit, but the foundation is there almost.
Yeah.
Slot's had that. Pellegrini had it at City. It happens. Now, like Steve's saying, the real challenge, the real quiz, is to fucking...
The next generation.
To can you build and add to it and move it forward? Yeah. Because that's why Fergie's the greatest manager ever. Fergie not only built his first ever title winning team, that entire 11, because Brian Robson was a sub, were players that he brought through the academy or purchased. His entire team was his own. And then he completely changed it over the next 20 years to the point where in 2013 he's still winning titles with a wholly different team other than Giggs is sort of a bit part player.
Yeah.
Like, no other managers come closer to anything like that. No other managers really, truly built a title winning team.
It's tough, isn't it? Just pushing this to the next step then, obviously. No one here wants to get rid of Amorim, as far as I'm aware. No. If you do. Do you wish that would there have been someone else you'd have preferred? And now I know they didn't all move the exact time we got Amorim, but let's say we either went earlier and got rid of Ten Hag when they wanted to, or we waited till the end of this season, whatever. But the likes of Slot or Xabi Alonso, some of the names we mentioned.
Xabi Alonso, I wouldn't mind it.
Simone Inzaghi, would you fancied any of them?
Only Alonso, really, I think, was the sort of standout candidate. What he achieved there with Amlot was, he nearly went an entire season unbeaten.
Yeah.
He wins the Bundesliga.
Unbeaten.
Guess what? Nobody does that, for starters. And, he got to the final, was it Europa League final he got to and lost the final against the other sort of hipster team. And you're like, it was a proper hipster off, wasn't it?
Is it Atalanta? Yeah, I feel that was a hipster.
People at Mondial magazine were fucking having
Alonso.
kittens trying to figure out who was supporting that.
We don't know. We can't work it out.
Which fan base got the most moustaches? Leverkusen, for sure. So I just think, in terms of the outstanding candidates, it probably only really was him. No one's getting enough of a run at it to put their own stamp on it where you can go, yes, him. Yeah. People are just coming in, doing a year or two, and they're like, well, he looks good, but who bought all of those players? Oh, it was the other guy. Oh, it was like...
Yeah.
I mean, if you were shopping around for a manager now, is Arne Slot on your list?
No. You wouldn't. Like you said, Jay,
we just won the Premier League.
No one. If you could ask 1,000 United fans, and very, very few of them, I think, would say, "Would you swap Amorim for Slot?" And say yes. Or do you wish Slot was our manager?
There might be fans, and we know there's fans that have had enough of Amorim or aren't buying into what he's trying to do.
Yes.
Even though the recent one's been good, but I don't think they're all going, "I wish we had Arne Slot." I just don't think that's.
I bet you can find some.
I'm sure someone would say that.
If you're going to wish for something, you may as well wish for Pep Guardiola then.
Yeah.
He's better than Slot.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If you're going to play that game. If you're going to talk about managers you ain't going to get. I think most United fans, and I'm not saying we want him, but would rather have Jurgen Klopp over Arne Slot. So, I just...
Yeah, Macca being one of them.
Yeah.
Is that more about boiling piss?
I don't actually know.
I don't know whether that's like...
It's interesting he's not here for this conversation, isn't it?
Do you know what I mean?
Coincidence, I think.
Yeah, I just feel that... We'll see what's going to happen with Slot, but certainly the whole Amorim going to Liverpool thing... There was talk of him going to West Ham at one point as well, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Like what Steve was saying, me and you were interviewed after the FA Cup final, and I remember chatting about who the next United manager could be if it wasn't. Sorry, before the FA Cup final, it was like if Ted Howson was leaving, who would you want? And the candidates were like, no disrespect to them, it was like Kieran McKenna and people like that. Now Kieran McKenna,
Gareth Bastard Southgate.
Exactly. Like, I like Kieran McKenna, he's a good young coach, but managing Manchester United is a little bit different from managing Ipswich. Gareth Southgate, I'd rather fucking stick my head in the oven.
Like, is the oven turned on?
Yeah.
Oh, pretty
gas mask.
degrees.
Gas
Do you manage to get the door shut around the head somehow?
If Gareth Southgate's appointed, I'll find a way.
Use a wet towel.
Yeah. Like, I just... The list of candidates was so underwhelming.
Yeah.
It was unreal. Like, there was no way you go, it's got to be him. Like with Jose, one of the reasons Van Gaal got sacked wasn't just because he finished 5th.
Because Jose was away.
It's because Jose was right there. Like Van Gaal might have kept his job. He just won the fucking FA Cup and finished 5th. It's not the end of the world. But Jose Mourinho, who everyone thought should have been the successor to Fergie, was right there. And everyone went, look, he just won a title at Chelsea.
Some of the decisions this club has made in the last 10 years.
You wanted a third season with Van Gaal, didn't you?
Yeah.
I don't know if I could have stomached it, I'll be honest with you. I get your point. And I do like the sort of emphasis on youth, and you got to give the guy respect. Because
I bet if you looked at like youth minutes per 90 or something like that, his was off the fucking chart.
And he did. He liked the Paddy McNair thing where no one thought McNair was the next in line, and he was like, he started.
Look at the sheer volume of look at his results. Look where he was coming, which was not that bad really in the grand scheme of things, and look at the fucking children he was playing.
The thing is though, with looking at the results thing is we're looking back at it with the last 7 years in the way.
Exactly.
At that time, we were only 12 months from Fergie leaving, where 5th was like impossible.
It was.
Should have known.
I know. It can get a lot worse than this.
Look, family fortune style. Put your arm around it. Come here, son.
Yeah.
Right. Our survey says 15th in the next 10 years. Get to
Not a chance. What have you been smoking?
5th. It can't get any worse than this.
15th.
It can. Put a 1 at the start of that. Yay! Keep the 5 though. Shit! Yeah, it's a nightmare. Moving on then to where we need to improve, because obviously one of the things that they mentioned, and one of the things we are seeing with Amorim, is we needed improvements in the squad. And maybe one of the reasons we didn't mind revamping the squad is that we needed improvements anyway. Whereas Liverpool were a team that were at least, the word quadruple was on the table the season before. Man United were struggling for
ours
European
was bypassed
football.
next to it.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Open heart was some of the words that were listed next to us.
Very good.
I'm here all week.
Very good. So, maybe we didn't mind revamping in this fella's direction because we've got a revamp anyway. Do you think, though, obviously...
Yeah, we're having a new kitchen. Burn it.
Yeah, we might as well get rid of the old one and who cares what the new one is, because we need one anyway. In terms of Elliot Anderson, he's a name that's been mentioned recently. Andy Mitten was speaking on Talk of the Devils and went out of his way to express the phrasing of this in a particular way.
Like he's been literally text that.
Yes, so he said, potentially. Exactly right. So he said, Elliot Anderson is the one who would be well positioned at the moment for Man United. I'm choosing my words extremely carefully. Now he sort of leaves the door open to, does that mean that he thinks Elliot Anderson would suit our squad the best? Is it just his opinion? Or
it's a mad phrase.
Yeah, it is. Or
it's a phrase I've never heard.
Is he referencing United's stance on signing him compared to other players? It's kind of.
Is he referencing that the fit that he's got for? It's so open to interpretation in terms of what he meant with that. And then the other part is United's midfield is going to change in the next few years. I mean, I've spoken about that this week myself. Is like Casemiro will not be a Manchester United player in 2 years. I am certain of it.
I agree with that. It's obvious, isn't it? He
probably isn't one after next summer, but it's not certain. He might finish this season and do another 6 months to a year, but there's no way beyond the summer of 2027 Casemiro is a Manchester United player. And I feel like Bruno's the same, but maybe an extra year.
Okay.
Like, I think that without a shadow of a doubt, in 3 years' time, Bruno Fernandes and Casemiro do not play for Manchester United. So you will have either Kobbie Mainoo and one other as your first choice, or you will have 2 more first choice midfielders. That has to start this summer coming, or this January coming to line it up. And Elliot Anderson, right now, looks very much like an heir to Casemiro's role in this team.
Just in terms of Elliot Anderson and some numbers, because there's this sort of back and forth on Twitter about what's he actually good at. These are all the metrics in which he ranks first across all Premier League midfielders. So this isn't just like at Forest. This is compared to every Premier League midfielder. He's made the most passes completed, the most forward passes, the most short passes, the most passes into the final third. All fantastic on the ball stuff. Then he's also won the most defensive duels. He's had the most accurate crosses, the most duels won entirely, and the most touches of any midfielder in the Premier League. So on and off the ball, he is leading the way in some very, very important metrics. Obviously, that doesn't tell the full story of where the passes are going, who they're going to, but just in terms of dominating like that for a team like Forest, who is still, I believe, 18th, that's pretty fucking sensational, isn't it?
The only thing he's lacking is aerial ability.
Well, so that's not mentioned on there, so I guess he's obviously not first.
I mean, look, if you talk about sort of passing your audition, I thought he did very well against United. I thought he did far better against United than Carlos Baleba did. I know it's only one game, but...
Yeah, Baleba were baited.
Yeah, he was like...
Baleba looked like he had a £5 on himself to come and sign for United at a knockdown price.
Yeah.
It was like, we can't afford you for 100 million. It was like, leave it with me.
Yeah, leave it with me. Just, you do know what I'm doing, don't you? Like, you are aware of what I'm up to.
Hello?
Like,
Imagine we've limped him into a transfer and we go, fucking hell, I tell you what, he's shit the bed this year, hasn't he? You 40 mil.
Yeah.
And then you get that sign up 1st of January and he's fucking Ballon d'Or next year.
And you get
an
Anderson
absolute
75.
fucking M. Night Shyamalan of a fucking transfer that is.
No, I like Anderson. I'm not seeing loads of him. Obviously, he's the talk of the town. I don't like the whole, he's done well for England, I don't care. I don't. Fucking Tom Cleverley was compared to Iniesta after his performance against, was it Ukraine, for England. So let's be real. Yeah. Like, Elliot Anderson's done very well this season, and also you can do well in a crap team. Roy Keane got relegated and was the best midfielder in the country with Forest. So it's not it's not all like, well, if he was that good, Forest wouldn't be 18th. That's nonsense. He's one person in the team.
Was he not Player of the Year at the same time?
I think he might have been. Yeah, he was. He was mint.
Player of the Year, I think. Definitely British transfer record.
Yeah, 100%.
Definitely relegated.
Definitely decent.
Yeah, did all
and
right,
definitely wasn't bad.
Yeah, had a few
100%
games,
decent player.
Yeah, so I like what Stephen Anderson, and just scroll down again to that quote. Let me read that quote again from Mitten. Sorry, because I know it's like Elliot Anderson is the one who would be well positioned at the moment for Man United.
It's a mad phrase.
Yeah,
even for Andy.
Yeah,
I can't.
I don't know.
There's so many sort of crossing threads there of context.
And the thing is, right, I know full well, right, I'm tempted to message Mitten, but I know if I do, I'll get a message like that back from him.
Yeah. It'll be the exact same words, just in a slightly different
way, so there's no point.
Literally that, but with that one in front.
Because he'll know what I'm up to. He'll know like what we talk about, and I can't work it out.
Stick it right in his toes. The fuck does that mean?
Yeah.
So we'll have to wait and see. But that gives me a little bit of hope, because I think if there was nothing there, he would have said that.
Yeah, 100%. And I do think, again, we go in these sort of quarterly cycles with players and football teams. Whoever had the best last 3 months is the best ever. So Elliot Anderson has had a fantastic start to the season, 10 games. Baleba hasn't. They've completely flipped.
Isn't it mad that if you'd have mentioned Elliot Anderson 6 months ago, people would have gone, "What the fuck are you on about, bro?"
There was a lot of raised eyebrows. I mean, he did start the season really, really well, but there was a lot of raised eyebrows at his England call-up. Yeah. And then he started that first game for England,
and then he made 160 passes and control.
People were like, Okay,
fair enough. And obviously that doesn't, like you said, that doesn't necessarily translate to Premier League, but it does translate to the game that he's doing it in.
Yeah.
Like he does help England control that game.
No, look,
that's
I'm
all
not
football
saying
cares
if you
about.
play well from England, that's a bad thing. I'm just saying
of course.
I don't think United should be looking at players based on their England performances.
No.
But we're not. We're obviously basing it on all the things you've just spoken about. And
I mean, he was the second best midfielder on the pitch on Saturday. Let's base it on that.
Yeah.
There you go.
And that was only because Casemiro was really good.
Casemiro is very good. Yeah, he is a very good player. And he's the sort of player as well, like, we don't really have anyone like him, where he's just so comfortable on the ball all the time. And he plays it forward constantly, much in the same way Carrick used to. But at the same time, never feels like he's rushing, which is a weird combination
as well,
to have.
It was well annoying.
Yeah.
Like, he was fucking everywhere and it was doing my head in.
Yeah, and he's good off the ball as well. He's not the absolute, one of one elite
Reeks of
physical
like
monster.
an absolute bore that's a good pro, doesn't
You
it?
need a bit of that, don't we?
Fucking right you do.
We've had the superstar signings that have been, 1 out of 2 players, or 1 every other game. We need.
Who's the one that you wish would have worked the most? And why is it Schweinsteiger?
How old was he when he came? He wasn't actually as old as you think, was he? He was like 31.
It's not the age, it's the miles.
And
we'll always have that game against Liverpool, Bastion. I don't forget it.
Oh, he had a good song and all.
I know, man.
And
And it was the first time we actually just had a chant that wasn't offensive or referencing the war.
Yeah. Yeah, you're all right for Germany.
Do you know what I mean?
Shit.
Yeah, it was just like, actually, this is quite a decent chant that doesn't need to upset anyone. And it was just like, but Mourinho hates him.
Mourinho literally wants him to die. And that isn't going to work, is
It was like, he walked in, he was like, what do you think of Louis van Gaal? And he was like, love him. He's like, cool.
Cool.
It's over there.
Die. Yeah.
His Memphis, he was like, oh, Dutch.
Yeah, that's it.
Over
You can
there.
fuck off.
Yeah, it was never going to work, that was it.
Oh, mate.
Wonder what he's got his name as in his phone. Dutch prick or something like that. Fucking guarantee it.
The prick.
Yeah.
Speaking of prick, Tottenham, who we've got next. We've lost 4 in a row against them. We've lost 5 of the last 6, and the other one was a draw. It's been an utter...
And we were 2-0 up in that.
And we're doing 2-0 up in that, probably, yeah. It's been an utter disaster in recent times. A team that generally, across the board, is a sort of, we've got this, lads, famously.
Lads, it's Tottenham was a thing.
Exactly.
Lads, it's Tottenham. Lube up is the game now, innit? Jesus fucking Christ.
4 times they beat us last season, including the cup final.
Fucking hell.
I've
almost unthinkable, isn't
never
it?
seen that happen before. I remember one season where Chelsea knocked us out of both cups. Well, the season won the title. I don't know how many times they beat us that season though, but 4 in a season is unheard of.
Yeah, especially for a team
And a
that
final as well.
they finished 16th in the league.
They were terrible. The
Yeah.
manager got sacked,
Yeah.
and yet they beat us every single time.
And Ange, I think, has beat us every single time he's played against us as well.
Mate.
I think they may be the only ones, but he won every one. Like, there was something about him versus
Did he win no other games?
pretty much. It was us and that's it. In all of those
Spurs
competitions.
should be thanking us. That
Yeah.
We're the reason they're in the Premier League.
I know.
And the Champions League. Yeah, we've made
They could
them.
be straight championship
Yeah.
if it weren't for us last year.
They should be thanking us. And I think they should thank us on Saturday afternoon.
By letting us win.
Yeah.
Early
What-
kickoff. Does
Yeah.
not play into it.
Well, they
They
played
played-
Copenhagen, didn't they, on but it was
With 10 men.
Tuesday. And also, that seems to have rejuvenated them.
Yeah.
And it couldn't have gone much better because, like, Van der Ven, who'd obviously had this little semi-spat with the manager, scores a worldie. And it's like, oh, he's rosy again now.
Worldie, to be fair.
Yeah.
He's a fucking nightmare.
He's an absolute yah-yah. to worry
Thankfully,
about
he
all
never
that.
runs through our defence, does he?
No. He's never done
Diego.
Hey, there's nothing better than seeing a defender run through your entire team and then your defender put his hands up to say sorry. After they've scored, it's like, Jesus wept.
It's the sort of shit you see at Power League, that.
Yeah, it is. Where the pitch is a quarter of the size. It's mental.
Ban 8.
Just on them then, obviously, they lost to Chelsea in a, just frankly, can you even call it a performance of a performance?
Oh, it was a bumming.
Yeah, and it was what was it, 1-0? Or 2-0? What was the final score? I think it was 1-0, wasn't it?
I can't remember, I don't know.
Yeah, it was 1-0, but it felt like a 3 or 4-0. Well, it's almost like Tottenham should have had less than 0 because they just made no attempt to...
Was there XG?
Yeah.
Like 0.0?
It was 0.05, which basically means one shot from about 30 yards out. Or 25 yards down.
But they did that against Bournemouth. They lost it on to Bournemouth and their XG was mega low.
Yeah.
I'm not one who's mad on XG, but it does give you some indication of what has gone on in the game.
Yeah.
And if you're like not even mustering a shot from like the edge of your box, you've got issues.
Well, Joe, it is. I mean, how long's Solanke out for?
I'm not sure.
Is he back against us?
Probably. He'll probably come back against us and be like prime Zlatan.
Because if they got no Solanke, like they go up to him and they feed off him, and that's what was decent about them when he was playing. And they've got wingers that, if there's no space in behind, and unfortunately there probably will be space in behind because our wing backs will go forward, they can kind of run into blind alleys. They're runners, but they're not really good at dribbling. Basically, their goals and their creation comes from Porro and Kudus. And if you can shut them up, all they've got then is set plays. But they actually do have a lot from set plays. But that's it. You shut that down, like everybody else is. What are you laughing at?
I'm laughing at the fact that I'm trying to read when Solanke's back, and this website is just an absolute.
Is that Elton John?
It's just what is that? Right, look at this. Look, I'm trying to read when Solanke's back so we can get it. And there's just a persistent image of Elton John across the entire fucking article. So I literally cannot read it.
Not my easiest wank.
Get there in the end, though.
Mum didn't raise a quitter.
I mean, I can't tell you when Solanke's back because Elton John's here. For
Ask
some
Elton
reason.
John.
And now an even bigger.
Ask him. Is he ready?
There you go.
Are you ready? Are you ready for love?
Are you ready for us?
Don't know. He's back at some point.
Yes, I am.
This is insane. I think he's back in training, but he won't be back before the international break. There we go.
Super. Right. Well, they're going to struggle to create chances. Score.
Can we
score first?
I think we can cause them all sorts of problems.
Yeah.
Genuinely. Spurs are very up and down, aren't they? And whilst I agree with everything that Steve said in terms of what they can offer
Elton John being a tough wank.
and Elton John being a tough wank, do I think the
How
likes
old's
of
Elton John nowadays?
about
Fucking
91
honestly,
or
could
something?
be
No, it's got to be
86.
No, I don't think it's that old. I think either
He was
early
cracking
80s.
it around in the 70s, man.
He's done bare snizzle as well. He's done well.
78.
78.
He's done well to be still standing.
He honestly doesn't look a day under 100.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
But the hair
How old's
keeps him a
his
bit
face?
fresh. Yeah,
About 20.
thousands.
His face has got to be
he's
like
looking
primary
alright.
school age, I reckon.
Yeah, it's not his original one, is it?
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, he's had a few
It's
different
like
faces.
Trigger's
hasn't
brush. He's had it replaced over
he? The
the
ship
years.
of Theseus.
Yeah.
So you think we're going to beat Tottenham or what?
Yeah, I think we will. Sooner or later, right, we have to. It's like Liverpool. Eventually we win at Anfield. You just keep playing there. One day you're going to win.
And then 10 points out of that 12, solid run that.
Well, it'd be what would it be?
12
13
points out of
13 out of 15.
13 out of 15, sorry,
That's
yeah.
a pretty good run.
That's
really
decent,
good.
that.
That's a pretty good
Title
run.
winning form.
And you only lose to Dyche in his first game at home,
Drew.
but it felt like a loss.
True. Yeah, it did.
No, I think, look at the way Mbumo's playing. I fancy him against anyone. I really do, especially Spurs.
Joe, who's due somewhere as well?
Go on.
Cunha's due like an absolute goal of the season,
He is,
like
innit?
Ryan Giggs style.
Because he's
thing.
been doing, I know he has scored, but he's been doing like a lot of other good stuff as well, hasn't he?
Yeah.
And it's like
Just
you
feel like
see
you can see him
something-
dancing through a defence and just doing one of those absolute Barclays goals. So you go, oh my god.
Yeah, I think we'll be alright.
I don't know.
Then not.
I think we should be.
If he does, can I have the title of my review as Cox out for Cunha?
Yeah, you can. Write that down.
Love that.
Right,
Love that. Make a note. Steve's review is going to be later this week as well, isn't it? Is it Monday we're doing? Me and you chatting?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there you go.
Still had my dick out though.
Yeah, obviously. I'm not saying we changed the title. It's a winning one.
We awkward at Remembrance Sunday at the Centre. Hopefully it's
Memorable,
not cold.
though.
Hopefully it's not cold.
You know what I mean? That's what it's about.
Cesco.
Benjamin.
That's the very fellow.
Yeah, love him.
He seems to have kind of been pushed to the front of the Euro flop queue.
Because they're fucking
moment.
desperate, right, to make some noise. I know you did a video on Gary Neville the
Who the
other
fuck's
day.
the Football Exchange, by the way?
It's a grey area.
Dunno.
Like, it's like, okay, we can't have a go at Mbumo because he's literally the player of the month. We can't have a go at Cunha because he's just smashed it at Anfield.
Can't have got to keeper because he's the reincarnation of Peter Schmeichel.
Yeah, like, where do we go? Oh, Diego Leon, he's not played enough, we can't have a go at him. Cesco, let's dig him out. Because he was not great against Forest, which I think is a lot of what this opinion is based on.
Yeah.
And then you've got people like Troy Deeney saying he's like a baby giraffe. He's not though, is he? He's not looked anything like that. He's not looked weak. He's not looked unsteady on his feet. He's not looked anything like what you're describing. He's actually looked mint on the ball. He's got involved. He's actually played a part in a few United wins. And you're just looking for something that isn't there. And last time I checked as well, United fans can be quite harsh on players. We don't just blindly get behind players if they're rubbish.
Yeah.
And he hasn't been rubbish. He's been doing really well. And you'll see that most United fans I speak to and interact with rate him. And you're rating for a reason, because we fucking watched him.
Yeah. I think that it's never been more obvious that United are needed to construct a narrative by all of the media outlets than this. Because we're all watching something and the media outlets are like, oh, Cesco's a flop, aren't it? And you're going, no.
Yeah.
Mind you, why aren't you talking about Alexander Isak for more than double?
Who's gone into a winning team and made them worse. He's gone into the champions.
And if Cesco is weak as piss, apparently,
yeah.
Should we talk about Isak? Because fucker looks like he'll fall down a grid.
Tell you what, we'll do your deal. You can talk about Isak, and you can even talk about Florian Wirtz while you're at it. Because what have them two done between them? They've got fewer Premier League goals between them than he's got for United.
Walton Mode's a raging success, apparently. What more is he doing than Cesco?
Has he got, how many more goals has he got?
Well,
like one in 400 minutes more, I think.
You think about fucking 9 the way the narrative is.
Yeah, he's this absolute...
He's the greatest
He's
thing.
basically Alan Shearer 2.0, isn't he? And I think this season, let's get it up. He's got 2 more goals than him, to be fair.
So he scored 4 goals.
In the league.
Did he score this week?
No. Don't think so.
Which is reasonable. But what's Isak? Isak didn't play for Newcastle because he spat his dummy out. And then went to the Scousers, and I think he's got 1 in the League Cup.
Yeah.
And he hasn't scored in the Premier League.
And there's no one saying fuck all about him?
Nope.
None.
Nothing.
I mean, we've seen fluff pieces and defence pieces for Florian Wirtz while he's still trying to play ball boys through and one-on-one. And nothing. Not even, like, not defending him, not negative, just, like, completely ignored with Isak.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like he's not the British record transfer. Call me old-fashioned. Didn't that used to come with some fucking weight?
Bit of pressure, maybe.
And now there's talk that actually they'd be better off not playing him. That Ekitike plays better when Isak's not in the team.
Could you even wrap your fucking mind around that at Old Trafford? That you spent a British record transfer 100 and fucking how much on him after all the shit he caused to get there, and then actually we're better off not playing him. They would be fucking wall to fucking wall coverage on Sky Sports. They did an hour the other week on Amorim. Where the fuck? This should be a week-long Alexander Isak special.
Mate.
Fucking niche.
It's insane.
It is mad. It is. He's got one goal in the League Cup and 1 assist. And he's basically, and he's not even fit enough to play most of the time. He's literally not even hitting the minimum threshold of what a footballer is, which is playing football. He can't. He's too knackered because he threw his toys out of the pram for 2 months at Newcastle. So yeah, it is mad with him.
What, he didn't even go do a fucking jog around the block?
I guess you
lazy little shit.
Do you see anything in this? Because me and Steve obviously nailed our thoughts on the match, and I know your thoughts about what do you make of this?
The
what do you
Cesco
make
stuff.
of the criticism that he's getting? And I'll be honest with you, I don't actually mind Troy Deeney, but that is just utter drivel.
Yeah, Troy talking utter shite.
Well, let me read some of that then, because let's go through it. So he said, Benjamin Sesko looks like a baby giraffe. I'm looking at him. He scored 2 goals before the international break and in back-to-back games. And I was like, oh, okay, we're going to have an international break and then come back full of confidence. And I'm not talking about scoring, because strikers go through spells where they don't score, unless you're Erling Haaland, obviously. But for most people, most normal people, you go through little breaks. But I don't see what he does. He's 6'4". Honestly, I piss stronger than him at times. He doesn't run over people. He always looks on his heels. You have Cunha and Mbeumo trying to play off him. He needs to come short. He needs to run behind. If they run in behind to him, or if they need him to run in behind, he comes short. He's never on the same wavelength.
But see, that isn't true.
It's just factual bullshit.
That's like, go back to that Chelsea game, and I mentioned this in the news. Like, they go down to 10 men, which is what wins us the game, because Cesco gets his head on something and Mbeumo picks that up.
How many times have we seen that so far? That little flick onto Mbeumo. Yeah. It must be pushing a dozen times so far.
So the idea they're not on the same wavelength is just provably wrong. Like, that's not true. You've just made that up, or you've not watched United. I just don't get it. And also, another thing with Cesco as well is all these fucking people jumping on him and having a dig at him. He's come in with the perfect attitude. Yeah. Like, he's a big money signing. He's the number 9. If he's dropped, there's no dramas. There's not. And he comes on and he does the job that the manager sends him on to do, and he does it very well.
Hope he fucking absolutely
Honestly.
blitzes Spurs and whips his Todger out.
Honestly, it's like Steve
Hope
saying.
he says Troy Deeney down a shaft.
And you know what? It'll be worse if he doesn't. Cesco could come on for the last 2 minutes and score, and they'd still be on his case because it's the international break, and they need to sell papers, and it'll be Cesco's a flop.
Yeah,
send him back to
1,000,000%.
Germany. It's like, come on, man, get a.
It would be great if you could get a goal, though.
It would. I think the one good thing about articles like that or interviews like that is it kind of galvanises the fan base a little bit, because everyone who's watching him goes, hang on a minute, fuck off. Yeah. Nah, I'm not having this.
Well, I've seen some comments on not
having it
on some pages on Facebook and stuff like that, where it's like, I actually agree with him. I think he's been fucking poor. And
that's people who are just talking rubbish. I'm sorry.
So obviously,
he's not been poor. He had. I'll admit he wasn't great against Nottingham Forest. I'm not going to say he was, and he wasn't great against Grimsby. But it's like, I think his first start for us. But on the whole, he's been a very good player for us.
Just to not to even play devil's advocate,
No,
because I'm just looking ahead a little bit rather than challenging what you're saying. Let's say he keeps his 2 goals every 10 games ratio.
Okay. And it's not 2 goals every 10 games.
Okay.
It's 2 goals and an assist every
appearances.
6.5 90 minutes, Joe.
Okay.
Which is basically a goal contribution every other game,
Yeah.
which is fine.
Which is fine, assuming you're playing 90 minutes every week. As it stands, if his minutes are spread similarly across the rest of the season, he will end up with 10 goals.
Have you seen though?
Is that enough for you?
Have you seen how?
That's all I'm going to...
Yeah.
Is 10 goals enough?
It depends. You need a bit of context, don't you? Like, I'm not being funny, but you could say, is 10 goals enough? He could score 9 in his last game and we could finish 15th. Is that good enough? No. Or he could score 9 match-winning goals. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't know the concept. I saw Eric Cantona score 6 goals towards the end of the season, and 5 of them are match winners, and we won the double. Like, you need a bit of context to it. I'm not having a go at you. I'm just saying this whole, like...
Well, 81 minutes again.
Yeah. Well, it's like this whole, like, if he gets... Rasmus Højlund scored 16 goals in his first season, but he went, 14, whatever, Premier League games without a goal. Mm-hmm. So, like, it's the context of it. And what I've noticed with this whole Cesco thing is the narrative has shifted, right? 2 weeks ago, it was Cunha. It was all this, is he going to do 007? He's flopped. He's nowhere near the levels of Mbumo. He's not the player he was at Wolves. United shouldn't have signed him. He smashes it at Anfield and everyone goes, well, we can't have a go at him anymore. Cesco's crap. It's got to be Cesco.
It's so fucking blatant and clear what you're trying to do.
Like Steve said, you can't have a go at the goalkeeper because he smashed it. Mm-hmm. Honestly, it'll be Diego Leon next if Cesco scores.
Where is he?
Where is he? No, another duffer United have signed. Like, it's nonsensical for me. And look, we might be sat at the end of the season going, Cesco hasn't worked out. I don't know. I think he'll be fine because from what I've seen so far, I've liked. But that's at the end of the season. So far, what I've seen, I've been quite impressed with. And it's not easy. He didn't have a full pre-season. He's coming into a new league. And Mbumo and Cunha have played in the Premier League for several seasons. He hasn't. He's coming to a new league. He's coming to a new system, a new manager, new teammates, all the rest of it. He's in and out of the team. He's adapting. And he's
fucking
doing well.
scoring.
He's scoring. And he's contributing.
The last 3 starts that he had before Nottingham Forest, he got 2 goals and an assist in 3 starts.
And it's like, as soon as he has a game where he doesn't do out or he doesn't score or assist, that's it.
Run that article.
So
that we wrote 2 weeks ago.
Again, not trying to, because I agree with what you're both saying, by the way. But just to sort of look at against.
If you did, you'd offer to fight Troy Deeney. You're about the same size.
You're bigger than him.
I'm taller than him. I think we probably weigh about the same.
You're younger than him.
Offer him out.
Obviously, when we're talking about Cesco,
Fanny.
When we're talking about Cesco,
Fanny. We'll double under it. I'll do Agbon Lahore. You do Troy Deeney. Misfits will book that shit Astor. Tonight. Yeah. You can have Astor on your shorts.
Yeah.
No. Astor for sure.
Every little
shit bag.
Astor in my mind.
Do it. Let's do it.
I don't want to fight Troy Deeney now, particularly.
It's probably for the best.
For Cesco's honour.
Also as well.
For Cesco's honour.
Also as well. I like the fact that he's giving himself Gabby on Bonahort and you've got Troy Deeney.
Listen,
fucking
I'll happily do them both. But we've got to get Quality Street fucking eater to agree first.
Yeah.
Well, he's busy trying to tie his shoelace.
Know that reference,
just one hour.
Everyone will.
He's too busy trying to read the tweet. We can't get anyone to translate English to him.
On Cesco, though, is part of your... So when you look at him, do you think, I think he's good enough that his goal-scoring record will improve? Or do you think that his current goal-scoring record is enough?
Remember when the Scousers used to wank themselves into oblivion and he was every single Tactico used to write articles explaining just how good Firmino was because he didn't score goals, and what he did was benefit the fact that Mane and Salah were the goal scorers.
Yeah.
Cesco's not that, but he's a bit of that.
Right.
Like, he's going to do both. We don't need him to be the Erling Haaland of this team because our goal scorers... Listen, I think Mbeumo will be our top goal scorer this season. You don't necessarily need the number 9 to do that, but you need him to be able to facilitate. What have we done for the last few weeks? We've gone direct to him to evade people's press. Has he done that? Yeah, fucking sensationally well. Like, we are a better team with him in it. I don't give a fuck how many he scores if we're winning games. And guess what? We've just gone on the best run we've had in fucking years.
I don't mean it to be like a broken record, but you go back to that Chelsea game, yeah? He contributes to us winning. We win. I think he's a little bit unlucky he gets subbed because of Casemiro sending off, I think, altered what Ruben Amorim thought of the tactics for that game. But you could look and go, he didn't score, he didn't assist, didn't do out. But he did, though. And if it wasn't for him, I don't know if we would have won that game. So I just think this whole like stats thing and just the eye test, just watching him. You just watch the football there and you go, he looks decent, he looks good. And it's like this whole thing of like Troy Deeney just lying or not watching him and making it up. He looks like
play looks bad. No,
yeah,
he doesn't. He just doesn't.
He looks like a baby draft. He doesn't. I don't know what you're on about. I don't know why my piss is stronger or whatever he said. Honestly, I piss stronger than him at times. What does that mean? What the fuck does that mean? Does that mean you literally piss stronger than he pisses? What are you talking about? Or your piss is stronger than him?
To the doctors.
Like, what the fuck are you on about?
Yeah.
Chatting to the football exchange, whoever that is.
Chlamydia, that.
What's going on?
Yeah, some sort of valve.
Yeah,
issue.
have a word with the doctor next time you're at the clinic because that ain't right. I don't get any of it. Like, it's just nonsense. I'm sorry, it is, and I'm not one who'll just defend United players regardless. If I thought a player wasn't good enough, I'd say I'm worried about it.
And
But
this
I'm
whole
not.
narrative, like, look at Højlund, how good he's doing. Højlund's getting less shots per minute in Serie A, even though he's playing with fucking Kevin De Bruyne, who apparently is delivering stuff to him on a fucking velvet platter. And Cesco's actually having more shots per 90 in the Premier League than he was getting in the Farmers League. Like, Højlund's getting less in Serie A. He's basically getting just over. It's like 1.02 shots per 90. Cesco's hitting nearly 3. When he was at United, Højlund was getting like 1.4. In Serie A, he was getting like 2.54 Cesco. Like, he's doing better and Højlund's doing... Sorry, yeah. And Højlund's doing worse. But meanwhile, the narrative is the total 180.
I kind of like what the manager's kind of trying to do with him as well. We saw it last season a little bit with Højlund and even with Cheeto, where it was like, just throw him in. There was no changes, there was no adjustment, it was just... And this time it's been a little bit different. There's certain games he started, there's other games he hasn't, there's games he's been brought on a bit later. The Liverpool game was a prime example of that, and I was guilty of it. I was like, why is Cesco not starting? He's just scored 2 in 2. And you can see why he didn't start, because the manager had a tactic where it was like winning them second balls, and it worked perfectly. And then Cesco contributes in other ways later on. So
I want to see the game out.
Yeah, so I like that. I like the fact that it's not just start him every game and he plays a full 90.
Because we signed him for 70 million.
Yeah, because that's what you should do with a striker, and he's the number 9 for Manchester United, he should know better. No.
Yeah, Amorim gets fuck all credit for the management of that. He got fuck all credit for the management and potentially even risking his job playing that fucking cardboard cut out in net while Lemons was still figuring out what was going on.
That was like, at the time, a lot of people, and I remember doing the news outside Old Trafford the Monday before the game at the Etihad, saying I think Bayern Day's going to start at the Etihad, and people were sending me death threats. And he did, because you could see the managers think, I'm not going to throw him in at arguably the most difficult game there is. Because if he has a stinker, that's his career at United off to a woeful start.
Already,
yeah. Do you know what I mean? Not everyone's Patrice Evra. So... Like, look, you can criticise Amorim for lots of things, and we all have done, but you've got to give him credit for certain things, and I think the way he's handled Cesco and, like Steve saying, the goalkeepers have been bang on.
Yeah, I completely agree. Right.
So, Deeney
outside.
Undercard. Go on, Joe. I mean, we started this afternoon by me asking you what midlife crisis sign-ups you've had, and you've got none.
No,
so
I'm cycling to Blackpool.
No, you've had no midlife crisis.
I'm doing a marathon and I'm cycling to Blackpool.
That's
you need like 10 booked in.
Yeah, I do need more booked in, to be fair.
That's not bad. Have you got any?
Yeah, loads.
Mate,
Have you?
I'm having another kid. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's the
more of a
ultimate. That's the
midlife crisis, and
isn't
that
it?
45 years old.
He's beat us both. His midlife crisis thing is going to last for the rest of his life.
He's got 18 years minimum of that. Because you know what? When he's 18, you still have to talk to him. It's fucking insane.
That's what I mean. It doesn't get more midlife crisis than
he
that.
smashed it there, to be fair.
Yeah, well done, Jay.
Yeah, well done,
You've not
Jay.
brought cakes in, have you?
I'll sort that out.
Oh, you got that rodeo donuts on the corner.
Sweet.
They're on Too Good To Go earlier as well, so you can sort that out.
Love Too Good To Go.
Yeah, exactly. Right, that's going to be all from us. See you in a bit.